Friday, July 22nd, about 9:30 here in the Mountain West. Thought I'd start out tonight because I found this to be very interesting. This is obviously the Atlantic, and I've never noticed this before, but there is a very clear separation between, I guess, what is the North Atlantic and what would be considered the South Atlantic. But I just never knew that there was such a definitive line now. You may be asking, why did I come out and start with this when, I typically come out with the jet stream? Because this actually has a lot of relevancy in what's taking place in the jet stream. Let's go over here. And this is at the surface. And when we look at the same detailed, look at that. This is the equator. But look what's happening here. It's just even at the surface. Now, yeah, okay. Typical for this time of year. But it's amazing how you see the wave action that has the same there you go. Isn't that interesting? So, what's up with the jet stream? Well, it's continuing to act very abnormally. And let me pull out, because I think you will now see what is happening is intensifying. And you can see it right here. I was looking at this earlier, and when I began to look at what was taking place, you begin to see some very distinct patterns, and it's just becoming more pronounced. And to me, it's crossing the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. It's going directly into the southern jet stream here. The northern jet stream is, I guess it's typical for this time of the year, but it's very erratic, very broken. And if we come in here and begin to look at a closer detail, you'll see what's happening. Going to get hot. As we all know, it's going to get hotter. I think that this is going to be pushed off to the east. But here's the deal. You can't say that this is any longer an anomaly. Dr. Beckwith, I hope you will emerge again and give us your analysis of what has continued to intensify since you first alerted the world to what was taking place. Well, you've gotten our attention. We're listening. People like myself are putting these videos out because instinctively, although I may not understand the whys, the hows, and the whatevers, instinctively I can look at this and I know that there's just something not right about this. It just seems to be unusual. And north and south should not be mixing, but they are. And it just can't be ignored anymore. I don't know what it's going to do to the weather. Like I said, my big concern is as I begin to think about this and its impact on global weather, does it begin to affect the breadbaskets of the world, such as North America, Ukraine, Europe? You begin to ask yourself, if it begins to affect our natural growing season, well, that's just going to have a collapsing effect and cascading across all social economic barriers. So I think that this is worth paying attention to. I think it's just common sense. And we can certainly now begin to see what is it going to do from here on out. Each day we can begin to see if weather extremes are becoming even more extreme, if that is possible, and begin to see how it begins to affect us individually, and then compare this to what we're seeing here and begin to take a much more proactive stance in your area, and begin to understand that when you see local weather, you can begin to see what your local meteorologists are looking at and how the computer models are actually built on. All right, we'll keep a lookout, and y'all do the same.